This Friday night, I had to go to truck driving school because I'm trying to get my license to drive that big red truck we were working on last week. And so I had to make up for it. I worked a few nights late out on that old Dakota truck, just trying to figure out what's going on with it. So we made a little bit of progress. Definitely got a few things checked off the list. But I think today I'm going to try and borrow a fuel pressure tester so we can see if we have fuel pressure. And we got a few more projects on the go. I gotta see what buddies are gonna drop by or if it's just me. We're gonna find out. But either way, we started on the Dakota. This is the stuff from earlier in the week. It's been a long night here. It's not a Friday. I said I got a fuel pump strainer. I'm just going to change that little filter where it goes into the pump, just to make sure it's not all varnished up again. It's been a problem. So we changed that out, took it for a drive. We couldn't see because the headlights were so fogged up and watery on the inside of these glass bulbs. So we came back, we said, let's just do that. And then we started working on the hood, and the hood latch is completely working. I said probably the cable broke. We'll never get a cable. I tried to buy a cable for the thing, and either way, the hood latch is fixed. And now we found another problem. It might be making a slight difference here.
You looking at it?
Yeah, Dylan's here. Dylan's been helping all night.
Oh, boy. Mess.
No, welcome to Muskoka.
All right. Start digging it out, or
You want to just pull it off and dump it out from the inside?
Yeah. I think that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to have a look in here anyways. Okay, that could be changing our whole scenario here.
Looks fine to me.
Just make sure nothing dumps into the curb that we've lit on fire 100 times.
Can we pull this off? This looks kind of...
Yeah. Nothing to pop off. Definitely see how our air filter is. I'm just using our light here. And you can see it's not too bad. You can see some light through there. Okay, give it a good whack on it. Okay, well, I'm glad we had an air filter in there. That's a plus. All right, well, we're back here working on the Dakota. It's Thursday night. I'm trying to make up a bit of extra ground this week because Friday is a busy day. I'm doing a truck driver training course so that I can drive the big red truck. But I'll show you the trick that we figured out the other day.
Hood pop, baby.
The hood pop, it's the simple things in life that you can just be grateful for sometimes. Check this out.
Bulbs are in.
Hey, Dill, can you go pull that cord? See this little circle? Before it was just a circle. And there's this nub here. It goes into here to hold your hood down. Go for it. Oh, look at that. Now, most of the time when like your hood stops working, it either needs a bit of grease or the cable blows. And I just figured I probably ripped the cable out of this thing when I pulled it for the first time after it was sitting for 12 years. And the cable, I tried to find one, thinking, okay, maybe I'll just get one here in case it's that. But the cable was fine. The cable was good. So our hood is now locking down. We found a big mouse nest on the air intake. Got rid of that. We changed the strainer for the fuel pump, so that's not a problem anymore. And it's running a bit better, but it's definitely still not great. So I went ahead and I ordered the fuel pressure regulator, which will be in a few days. But I'm gonna see if I can test the fuel pressure. I've got a tester for a carburetor, which is like a low pressure thing. But this is kind of a first gen fuel injection. It's just a hair higher fuel pressure than a carburetor asks for. But I'm gonna check that gauge. I don't even remember what mine goes up to. Maybe we'll check that. But for now, we're gonna put the rest of the headlights back together. We started doing this and then we realized that's a lot of work. You almost have to take the bumper off to take this grill off because the screws are in such an awkward spot. And we managed to get them out. We're gonna replace these bezel and grill screws at the bottom with some new hex nut ones rather than like a weird Phillips screwdriver one that came pre-stripped to us. But for now, we're just gonna stick this back together, get everything back together. We're gonna fire it up. We're gonna take a peek while it's finally light out and see if both injectors are firing.
Do you know where the screws?
All right, now let's see if it lights up properly, all back together. Oh yeah. Look at that. Lit up just like the dashboard of a Volkswagen. Anyways, let's have a look in here and see if we can see those injectors firing. All right, so that's looking like they're both firing nicely. So I think we're down to the fuel pressure issue. So that's good, both injectors are firing. That's step one. We have a very important announcement. Sonny has a friend. We'll get back in a minute here. All right, this is whatever I have to check for fuel pressure, and I believe that this does vacuum. This is what I use to tune the tune carbs. it does vacuum, but oh, it does fuel pressure. And it goes up to 10 pounds. But this thing is supposed to have like 17. So I don't really want to kiss this gauge goodbye. Yeah, I don't think I want to say goodbye to this gauge if it does have more pressure than that.
Wouldn't just the needle go farther?
Maybe my friend Chris could lend us a fuel pressure checker. But then what does it really matter if it has fuel pressure to the regulator and then the regulator's not allowing it to have pressure because it's just saying, no, go back to the tank. We don't need you. So I don't know what to do, Dylan. Don't know what to say. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do the key dance.
Key dance.
The key dance. You ever heard of the key dance?
No. What's the key dance?
Key dance is an OBD1 thingamabobber. So, yeah.
You turn the key on 5 times or something?
Yeah, something like that. All right, I'm gonna figure out how to do the key dance and then I'll get back to you. All right, so here's the key dance method. You have to turn the key to the on position 3 times within the 5 seconds and leave it on. So, okay, now we're gonna watch this check engine light here. So that's 1 and then 2. That just says the battery's been disconnected. Okay, that's 22. That's 2 and then 2, so 22. And then 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I know this because I just kind of did this the hard way and then I checked to see what it means. So 1, 2 means the battery's been disconnected in the last 50 startups or something. So that's normal because we unplug the battery all the time. Code 22 though, that's the coolant temperature sensor is out of range or has been out of range. So what I'm going to do is disconnect the battery and reset it. And then we'll see if that makes any difference. I'm pretty sure I've taken the battery off since I did the coolant temperature sensor, but I can't remember now that I think on it because maybe I didn't. And the other last one, I think it was 35 or 34, whatever that last code was the air conditioning something or other, which I'm just not concerned with. I don't even think this thing has AC, so yeah, so it doesn't, that would explain that. The AC isn't working because we don't have it. And then 55 was the last code, 5 and then 5. And that's just saying that's the end of your codes. It lets you know that that cycle is complete. So, I mean, that's kind of good news and bad news because maybe it's decided that the coolant temperature sensor was out of range. And maybe, I don't know if it means the new coolant temperature sensor didn't fix it, or I guess there could be a problem with the wiring from the coolant temperature sensor or something else. But probably the sensor, that's the most likely thing. And this could just be because I didn't reset it. So that should be long enough, I think. We had a good long chat there. Let's put this terminal back on. And we're gonna try this thing again. See what sort of flashes we get out of her. All right. So off she goes. 1, 2, 3, and we're leaving that on. Now we just count the blinks here. We're definitely going to get that 1, 2 code, and there's 2 coming. That means we've disconnected the battery in the last little while. 2, 1, 2. So we're still getting the coolant temperature sensor 1. 5. And yeah, so that's just telling us that we're done. So I don't know. Do I order another coolant temperature sensor? I got these 2 off the Jungle website. I'm definitely not going to pay Dodge money for that part. So I guess I could rock auto one, or I don't know, do we try unplugging it and seeing what happens? Maybe that gives it a different reading, or can we... What I have seen people do is like put a potentiometer, which is kind of like a volume knob, to basically decide what temperature you want the engine to think it is. So people who put in a turbo that have an old-fashioned computer like this can sometimes just dial up, because the coolant temperature sensor is like a direct relationship to your air-fuel ratio, you know? Like when you start your lawnmower, you pull the choke out so that it can get lots of extra fuel to get it running, and then as it's warm, then it comes off. So we'll have to think about that. We'll let that simmer for a minute. And maybe I gotta like let the computer reset for longer. Who knows? Who knows? I don't really know. Okay, we are probably, I'd say probably 2 liters over full in the transmission. So, what, for real? I think we're gonna have to get some out of there. Oh yeah, she's way high. That definitely could be why it's shifting way too early in first gear. We'll never do a burnout with that happening. And maybe not even a neutral drop burnout. Probably a neutral drop burnout. I'm gonna see if I can find our rig to suck some of that out of there. Alright, so this is our suction tank or pusher tank. And what I'm gonna try and do before it gets dark is just feed some tube into the transmission and suck out some of that fluid, because it's overfilled. I don't want to, first of all, I don't want to blow anything, and second of all, that's crazy. Who overfills the transmission?
Soulful folks, bringing sunlight from the dark, taking every broken joke, turning sin.
You can see it now. The more we pump, this whole tank becomes vacuum, and then we can sort of figure out how much we want to pull out. I think at least 2 liters. I might pull a little bit more out, and then just have to put a bit more back in if we need to. Where are we stopping here? I'm trying to get this thing sucked out of here, but nothing's cooperating.
You trying to pump out training fluid?
Ready? Yeah, I am.
Get out that backwards.
I think this line is like full of junk. I might have to just cut off a bad section of it here. It seems to be going to here and then not cooperating.
I have some fuel line you can run from that red to.
Well,
run from
that is fuel line.
Yeah, I have some that could run.
Just cutting out this bad portion. I think it's just full of crud here. We shall see.
You could see.
Oh, well. There it is.
Oh, there you go. Something like that.
Oh, now we're talking. Okay.
How much you gonna pull that?
I think 2 or 3 liters. Maybe 3 liters and then we'll see.
How much is the pump? Or is it just a vacuum?
It's vacuum, so you can kind of set it and forget it.
Did you still need that transmission fluid I gave you?
I bought you a replacement one. I don't know if it's probably good for old Dodges too, right?
Yeah, I noticed you bought a can of that, the bike in a can, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I paid
You
for that.
left it on the thing.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for all that.
So is it still pumping? It's vacuum.
Yeah, so it's vacuuming out. So the tank is still filling.
The hose here is vacuum.
Oh, it's the hose vacuum.
There you go.
Let's see what we've got. She is rising. Yeah. Slowly but surely.
What's here? Is that a liter?
Should we stop it there and check it out? Let's stop it. Do you have a cloth or here? Here, go in here. You want to wipe it out? I'm gonna fire it up and we'll try it when it's running. Alright, let's see what she says now.
All the way in? Yeah, all the way in. It's like way up here.
Is it still way up there? Hold on, it could just be a false reading. Can you hold it for me?
Yeah.
Try not to get it all dirty.
It can't be that high still, can it?
Here it is. Okay, we're low now.
Yeah?
We're low. So we'll see exactly how low.
So you want to run that back into a bucket and we'll dump it in? Saying.
Definitely low now. Hold on a bit too much.
I'd throw maybe a half liter in and then check it, right?
Yeah. Alright, we'll get this topped up and come back. Alright, so by my micrometer, I think we put back in about a half a liter. So now, I think we're going to see how much did we actually pull out of it to figure out how significant, you got it? Figure out how significant of a overfill it was.
It's a little dark.
There's 1 liter. There's 2 liters, and we're still going.
There's not a lot left.
Yeah, 2 liters over will make your tranny shift weird. Oh, I'm excited. Could this be part of the problem? Because once you actually get the engine winding out, it isn't popping and fussing. It's just shifting at like 1500 RPM off the hop. I'm excited. I think we should go try it right now.
Are we going?
All right, we are just working on checking a couple other things because we might as well kind of cross them off the list. One is we never timed this thing properly, which I kind of completely forgot about. We had to replace basically like the camshaft position sensor, which is, just a magnet that passes a magnet in the distributor. So we replaced that. I think we might have replaced the whole distributor, but I can't really remember. But right now we're just looking at other things that might have failed. We're checking the EGR valve basically to make sure that it's doing something and not just always pumping hot exhaust.
Hey, Colin, I got another question.
Yeah.
When I punch it, is the throttle body going wide open?
Punch it? Oh, yeah, you can let her back. It probably has a little more.
Oh, okay. You ready to fire to see if thing's going?
So we're gonna fire it up and we're gonna see if this valve moves at all down here.
Ready?
Yeah, go for it, bud. It jiggled. Yeah, give it a couple, like fire it up and give it a couple revs. Part of it is working. The part on the exhaust looks like it's working. Whether it's like connected to the rod that opens the valve or however that works, I don't know. But what I wanted to kind of the air from that goes. Does it just go directly into the engine, or does it just go out to the exhaust? Is that what sort of reburns, or is it just dumping it into the intake?
I kind of want to set
So this goes into here. And that looks like it just goes down to
another valve?
No,
or?
I think that's what goes to the cat. All right, we got to look into what that means though. But I'm happy that that looks like that bottom portion is operating anyways, which is good. You know, we might have to just rip all that stuff out of there, to be honest, and put a better monitoring system on. But who knows? Okay, now we're gonna check. Okay.
Oh, we forgot to try that.
Check this thing out. This is a garage sale purchase. I think it was like $3 to $5, and I've used it so many times, and it continues to work.
Want me to fire it?
Yeah, let's fire it up. There, I'll fire it up. Check it out. Probably oh, we got the flash. Yeah, you gotta check this out. It'll probably look weird with the frame rate. But you can see. I'm gonna go in there for a second. I'm gonna go clean those numbers off with my hands, and then we can get a wire brush on those, and we can check the timing. At least make sure we're not a mile off. Like we could be set at 0, which would just make it. If we had it set at 0, that would just make it a super boring car. Extremely boring. It was already kind of boring. Anyways, we're gonna clean that up and check. Yeah, it's a good mounting contraption there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to get this into the right. You know what I think?
You probably do it from the bottom.
I think you can just turn the fan, and it'll turn the motor. No. Okay. No. You want to click it? Just click it around, and I'll let you know when it's a good spot.
Yeah.
We tried cleaning up the.
Chris cruised by, eh?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, keep going. Again. Again. Yep. Yeah. Give it a little click. Another little click. She's a runner. She is a runner. I gotta take the coil wire off here. This is where I break the coil wire off. Alright, we got her.
Now
Okay, yeah, give it a click. Okay, another one.
It almost fired.
It almost fired without a friggin' spark. Okay, another click. You gotta be kidding me. It's possessed.
Check engine lights off. Hey?
Is it?
Yeah, for some reason.
Alright, try again. We had the white line before.
Yeah, there's no check engine light anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Alright, can you just keep trying to click this thing? Yeah, less than that. Like, yeah, that's the right speed, but one more. Okay, again. There it is. Oh, but it went too far. I'm going to try and turn it back by hand. But it's there at least. Shit, I thought it was a fool in here. Keep going, little one. Yeah, come on. This is where you pinch your fingers right in the pulleys. Oh, my compression is too good. Hey, you got too much compression, son. Oh, that's the perfect way to see that white line there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you the white line. I'm gonna paint it whiter. Put that safely in there. I think I'm gonna have to flip. I gotta flip this foam. Hold on. I think I can get it right in here.
I'm gonna hold the phone for you.
So okay, so there finally we got the white line. You can see on that. Oh my gosh. There we go. The light is perfect right there. There's a white line there. I'm gonna make it whiter. See, I gotta use my eyeball. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I think Dylan might need a wet wipe. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, we have got a good time in line now.
Did I see?
All right.
There you go.
All right. Now we're gonna try and check to see if we can read these markings. They are there. So I think that's 10 degrees, 0 degrees, and then another 10 degrees up there. Okay, so I think we've got our timing markings in order now. So let's see if we're in the zone here. Probably, that's good. So I think it's set at about 10 degrees before top dead center. When they put a range like that, it's kind of like advanced, 0, and, you know, backed up. But either way, I think that's not our problem. All right, we just looked it up, and it seems like it matters if these things are in set mode or not. So we had to unplug the coolant temperature sensor, which apparently puts it into set the timing mode. And now we got to check if we're still in line, but it said make sure it's warmed up properly. So we got a little 5-minute break. We're gonna think about next steps, and then we'll be back.
Are you have to take that airbox off to get in there?
I don't think so. So it looks, when we put it in this mode, it looks like it's like, what do we say? Let's see where it's at. So it looks like it's like 3 degrees before top dead center, which is like, it means right when the piston comes to the top, it's gonna fire. But you want it to be like a little bit before, so it has a little more time to burn everything and like give it a good push down. So now I'm gonna just loosen up the distributor. That's how we twist, you probably aren't watching this unless you know how that works.
Want to take the intake off or?
No, we're good. Oh, it was loose. Oh boy. Oh goodness. It was loose. I never probably tightened that down. Alright, well, good thing we're looking here. Yeah, I could hear it run better, like, immediately. Oh my goodness. make sure that didn't move here. It moved. It moved. Yeah, I might need to come out of everything so it doesn't move. You want me to hold? Or can you, if I loosen it here, can you tighten it back down when I get it good?
So you want me on that side?
Is that cool? Yeah.
Yeah?
That'd be awesome if you don't mind. No, you're good. It's right there. It's on the bolt.
This should be running smoother already. Like
Okay,
that.
Put that down.
Okay. You're snug. Sounds better. Seems way smoother. What's your light telling you? Did I see in there?
Yeah. Yeah. Here. You guys are next.
Kind of jumping around now, but
Here, let me get a little. Yeah. I think we gotta take a big drive. Oh, it's another beautiful Muskoka campfire night here. So, it's Saturday. We're waiting for parts for the Dakota. We ordered the fuel pressure regulator, and I just haven't been able to get hold of Chris to borrow his pressure tester, so that's on hold. So I figured, why don't I start getting the next one ready? But that one has a bit of a backstory, because I'm talking about the dune buggy that we picked up with a bunch of other kind of scrap metal. The ad said scrap metal, and long story short, we ended up buying a dump truck, 2 cars, a dump trailer, a dune buggy, a couple tractors, and like some other stuff too. It was an exceptional deal. The guy was the coolest guy ever. He showed me his property, and he, moved up in the city and built everything with a mill and built all his own. His whole house is like his own milled lumber, and he's just so self-sufficient and making do with whatever pension he's got and living a good life. Like, cuts firewood, stays in shape. He fixes his buddies' equipment for, a warm pie kind of thing. Like, he's just such a nice fella. And he had this is a total side story, just talking about a nice guy in the neighborhood. But he had this one project, and he couldn't, he was like, I don't know about the top end on this bike. It was like a brand new 30-year-old four-wheeler that took to Honda, or took to wherever. I think it was Honda. I don't know. I'm not trying to diss them. I'm just saying, took it to the dealer, put the oil filter on, and like double sealed it. It had like 2 O-rings on it or something, and so it just leaked all the oil out and got hot and seized the piston into the cylinder. So long story short, I was like, you know what? This guy's been so kind and helped me out with these things that I can use. He's pretty much saying like, whatever. I've asked everyone and nobody wants it. I'm just getting rid of it for scrap now. So I just felt very grateful. So I just ordered him this top end of the engine. It was like $100. And I brought it to him, and I had my kids in the car when I brought it and dropped it off. I was like, Jerry, look what I found. Found the top end for that thing. Let me know if it works. And my kids were sitting on this cool wooden bench that he made. And he calls me up a couple weeks later. He's like, Colin, I made your daughters a bench like that one they were sitting on when they came for that visit. So what a nice guy. I still have to go back for the tractors, but I need the big red truck to do that. But like, partially I kind of like just keeping in touch with this guy because he's such a cool fella. Anyways, the first thing we brought home was the dune buggy. And I have some footage that I was just sending to buddies like, whoa, look at this thing. So I don't have time to edit this all into a sequence, so I'm just gonna drop a bunch of stuff right here. You can check it out. And then, like, this project's been sitting here for a while. I've been kind of gathering parts and everything, but it's time. So I think we'll unveil that thing. We'll see if we can have a quick jog down memory lane, and then I'll just zip through and kind of sort through stuff and maybe get it jacked up a bit higher, get it ready so that it's ready to be worked on. I've saved some wood. I just wanted a little light, get a little heat tonight, get things organized, and hopefully in the next few days, or you never know how parts come in, projects stop, projects go. I always kind of keep them organized and park them, because it's often longer than you think between the times you work on it and not. But I want to get this one set up, like have like kind of a bench set out so we can lay our stuff out and be like, okay, this is for here, and bring fuel line bins out, for example, and just bring all the tools that we need so I can kind of set someone up at each corner if I got buddies, or just be more organized for doing it myself. Oh yeah, I'm excited to see how this thing looks.
Give me a beat.
Oh dear. Look at that. Flames cut into the fenders. Wonder if that's what caused the fire. Check out those mufflers. Holy jumping. James, I'm gonna definitely try and light my hand on fire today. Ho, ho, ho! Oh yeah, baby. No brakes. Got no brakes.
my McDonald's apple pie, my sweet thing on the side. And can I be your lemon tart, your little strawberry short? Baby, don't you wanna start eating it up, eating it up, eating it up with you? Eating it up, eating it up, eating it up.
Oh yeah, we had a little bit of fun with that thing. It didn't have any brakes, but you know, we definitely made sure that it worked. It's a very fun little machine here. And we picked up, so to explain some of those pictures while we unfold this thing, let's grab this out of here. I picked up some really cool turbine rims from down in the Hammer, down in the Ham Dot, down in Hamtown. I lived in the Hammer for a few years there. Lived on the same street as the indoor go-kart racetrack, where you could do 70 kilometers an hour on polished concrete. It was so much fun on a Friday night. I'm just gonna set this here. Got this cool, I figured this could be like a luggage bin for the back if we put a hitch on it. Just mount that to a little hitch receiver. Oh, this is the tour. I don't think there was a picture of this before, but oh boy. We got this great big Hot Wheels rim. Hot Wheels rear wing. Oh yeah, check this thing out. Oh, she's so shiny. All right. So that's her. I got most of the parts are in there. That's what Taylor mentioned on the last episode. He's like, you put your parts in your car? I'm like, usually, but if there's one car in between a car and the next car, it might get dropped off when I see something else to grab. You never know, you know, but you do your best. It's all you can do when you have 1,000 silly projects on the go. Oh, and look at this. That's the winch. Adam, my buddy across the street, he gave me a winch that he had. He's like, I don't know what to do with this. And it's got like a boat gas tank, but it was bad. So my buddy gave me a nice other cool old retro one, which I think will look super neat in here. And in here we got some brake lines, some bottled water, some grease. Oh, there we go. Hold on. What is that? Oh yeah, hood scoops. I got two. We could either do one on the hood, probably not, or maybe like the Ferrari style. Maybe not. Who knows? Who knows, eh? But what I did was I went on Rock Auto and I ordered wheel bearings, like every moving component from the front, like the steering link. Anything that moves is replaced. And CV shafts, like the drive shafts from the motor to the wheel. Yeah, all new wheel bearings, new brake pads. I didn't buy drums. You know, who would buy drums for a dune buggy? But it's good. So I'm gonna start working on getting this all pulled out and figured out and organized. And I wanted to show you the rims. I forgot I was talking about that. So the rims, I was trying to figure out what could I do for wheels for this thing, because the ones that came with it were just not very cool. Oh, and I found these super cool ones. From the Hammer. Sorry, that's where I tangented off from the Hammer. Let me get my Oh, I forgot I'm wearing a cowboy hat. This is amazing. Okay, check these out. So the reason I got these are because this is a flat surface. And I wanted to drill, the Volkswagen has a super weird bolt pattern. So I wanted something like from a bigger car that has a wide circle for that wide pattern. And what we're gonna do is we're going to get like a child's geometry set with a compass and figure out where we're gonna drill the new holes. And then we'll probably just fill these up and paint the ring silver. And it's a dune buggy, you know, I'm not too worried about it. And I wish these old tires, like, I hope I could put a tube in these, but they'll probably separate when we put air to them. They're just so cool. You can't get tires like that. So I guess what we're trying to do here is take this dune buggy and turn it into like something you would have bought on the Hot Wheels rack when you were a kid. You'd be like, I want the dune buggy. That's, yeah. So it's gonna have the Hot Wheels wing. It's already kind of got the Hot Wheels flames cut into the fenders. Like, I think some of this has to stay. It's just too good to get rid of. And then maybe we'll calm it down, put a big, you know, business logo or some cool graphics or tons of stickers. And the hood I got from, I think it was like a Super Beetle. It was much longer. So there's the hood. It looks pretty good when you stick that on there. And then look at how much we cut off. It's like a good 1.5 feet of hood that we cut off. So I was thinking originally make it like rat rod-ish and use that as a spoiler, flip it, but we got this. Look at this thing. Oh boy. It's just so cool. I saw it and I messaged the guy right away, and it took a while to get back to me, but it was really, really affordable. It's actually for on top of like a semi truck to deflect air up over the trailer. You know, you'd see it kind of at the back of the roof or somewhere between the windshield and the back of the cab to deflect air up over the trailer on the truck. But it's just gonna look so good on this. Just strictly for looks. It needs no more downforce. I tried kicking the back end out when we took it for that little drive, and it's, oh boy, it wants to go back first, you know? Just totally back heavy. It could be a wheelie machine. And it's got the bus motor. I checked out the serial numbers and stuff on the motor, and it looks like it's a replacement 1600cc motor. And it runs pretty good. Might burn a little oil. Could just probably be working itself through. I might have put 2-stroke oil in it when I, put gas in it. Who knows? All right, now I'm gonna start organizing. Voila.
Smoke haze gleaming on the stars tonight. At the fire we're kicking it right. All the dreams just coming to flight, amen. When I lay underneath the stars, where my soul just seems to fly. The tales and stories make our smiles get wild. I told you
All right, we've got the car cleaned out and everything organized up. I'm wearing a cowboy hat because I think this dune buggy is gonna be ridiculous. And part of our Muskoka traditions around here has been to dress up like complete fools. So, maybe if we get some buddies over, we can get some people, pull out the old duffel bag of mullet wigs and stuff and really dive into this thing. Anyways, here she is, all major things out of it. I think it needs a good leaf blow, perhaps a pressure wash, but she's ready to get worked on. The front brakes are in and the front wheel bearings are done. I believe one flex line is in there. So those are kind of taken care of, but this, you can see, this is the tie rod, and someone like broke the steel tie rod and then put a sleeve over top of it with a couple bolts. So that steering is just like, that's your steering right there. So we've got new ones of those. Luckily with Rock Auto, everything's so cheap for these older vehicles. You know, if you got something that's kind of new, you might be out of luck with getting the discount parts, but there's that sweet spot where like people all of a sudden are no longer just driving these things, and they were so popular that there are so many parts out. So Everything I got that I'm gonna show you, plus what's in it, was like around $400. I'm like, to have every bearing and brake and moving part replaced for like 400 bucks in parts. Put in a fire night or two to make this happen. But I'm telling you, it's a depressing thing because this thing, it never takes priority. Although it's like so fun. But they're just, you know, fixing up the next piece of construction equipment, or I gotta work late, or winter comes. Anyways, let's get on to the good stuff because this is now happening and it's awesome. So we got our lug nuts, bolts rather. These are various seals for, that's an exhaust seal. I'm pretty sure that's a drive shaft seal. We've got our rear brakes because they're yet to go in. Rear cylinders, rear flex line, master cylinder, which is when you push the brake pedal, it pushes, that's where everything comes from, and then it goes to these and says push the shoe out. We got some brake line stuff here. What do we got here? Okay, this is all the seals at the back, I think. If we get into doing, I don't know how much axle stuff we're gonna do, probably not a lot. This is all the springs for the back shoes. We got wheel bearings. I think I have extra wheel bearings. And here we have a couple ball joints, 4 ball joints to go in the front. We're gonna do all the ball joints. And then we've got our steering arms where that thing was spliced together with the joints and everything. They're like $20 each on Rock Auto, which is so cool. And then we've got our hood vents. I don't know if we're gonna use those or not. CV shafts. There is our children's dollar store mathematical instruments for marking out where we're gonna drill holes in those rims. Here's a winch my buddy gave me, and we're doing the laundry. We're letting them dry. So I feel pretty good about tonight, you know? Little walk down memory lane trying to find all that footage and then getting things organized. So I think I'm gonna have to cover this up. It might rain, and hopefully we're gonna work on this tomorrow.
And everything about
All right,
today feels right.